In a world where robotics draws inspiration from nature, the line between reality and fantasy keeps getting blurrier. In today's video, engineers didn't stop at ants, birds, or stingrays. They took it even further, creating a badminton-playing robot dog and even a dragon-horse hybrid. This is a whole new chapter in the story of robotics. Ready to be amazed? The Racewood Mark X is the most advanced racehorse simulator ever. It's produced by Racewood and comes equipped with pressure sensors in the saddle, reins, and even the whip. New sensors in the neck closely track every movement made by the rider. Its gait syncs precisely with the jockey's rhythm, making it useful not only for refining existing skills, but also for learning proper riding techniques from the ground up. Thanks to the built-in Ant Plus support and heart rate monitor, the rider can also track physiological data during training sessions. The simulator doesn't get tired, doesn't act up, and provides real-time feedback through detailed visual indicators, showing balance, leg movement, and other key metrics. The price for all this high-tech realism is around $55,000. Leaves rustle quietly. A deer silhouette flickers in the distance. Poachers take aim, unaware that they're the ones being hunted. The deer is actually a robotic decoy, helping catch illegal hunters in the act. These decoys, which also include foxes, bears, and other animals, are placed in areas where suspicious activity has been reported. They're remotely controlled from hidden locations. One of the strangest examples is a robotic deer that drops M&Ms instead of feces. That may seem like a silly gimmick, but it might actually work to distract and delay the poachers just long enough to catch them red-handed. This robotic dog, equipped with a manipulator arm, has mastered a surprisingly tricky skill. It can throw objects with Olympic-level precision up to 5 meters. The developers achieved this by putting the robot through millions of virtual training sessions, simulating everything from gravity and winds to different types of terrain. Then, using sim-to-real transfer technology, the robot brought those digital skills into the real world. So well, in fact, that you can now play badminton with it. Of course, this robot isn't just built for fun. Its ability to adapt to different surfaces underfoot makes it a strong candidate for serious missions too, including search and rescue operations. The standout feature of the Bionic Swift's robotic bird is its feathers. They're made from foam mounted on carbon fiber pins. When the wings move upward, the feathers fan out. On the downward stroke, they fold closed. The result is an impressively graceful flight, especially for a robot. But what's the purpose? It turns out that if you outfit a room with radio modules, Bionic Swifts can navigate the space without using cameras. And if this technology continues to evolve, we could see fully autonomous flying robots that don't need eyes to find their way. The giant robots built by La Machine look like myths brought to life. Many of them have toured the world from Japan to Argentina and starred in an epic outdoor performance in the streets of Toulouse, France. One of the standouts is this 14-meter Minotaur. It takes a crew of 17 operators to move this 4.5-ton beast. The robot is partly mechanical and partly powered by an internal combustion engine, and it doesn't just move, it seems to breathe. But that's just one of La Machine's many creations. There's also an 18-meter Spider and Long Ma, the dragon horse sent down to save humanity. With robots like these, the line between myth and reality starts to disappear. This charming little robot was inspired by pangolins, and it's based on a winning entry from the Natural Robotics Contest. Can you guess who created it? A California high school student named Dorothy. She explains that since pangolins dig a lot, she imagined a robot gardener modeled after one would feel like a natural fit. Using its paws, the robot digs small holes in the ground, then drops in a mix of seeds and soil, and it looks adorable. Chimp is compared to an ape for a reason. This robot moves confidently on all fours, but can also walk upright on two legs when needed. It's equipped with rubberized tracks for added versatility, and its hands even include opposable thumbs. Chimp can easily turn valves, handle tools, and climb walls. It's designed to move autonomously, though a remote operator can take over at any time. The end goal is for the robot to take on dangerous missions, for example, providing assistance in disaster zones affected by earthquakes. Hexa was once promoted as the world's first affordable next-generation programmable robot, but what makes it truly interesting goes beyond the marketing slogan. This six-legged spider-like robot, for starters, is compact enough to fit in a backpack. It also runs on its own specialized operating system called Mind, built on a Linux foundation specifically for robotics. Through this platform, users can easily share their own projects and access others via a dedicated app store. Hexa also learns in real time, using input from its camera and a range of built-in sensors. However, there is a catch. Since its launch, the robot's price has increased significantly. Back on Kickstarter, early models started at $500, but today it's not unusual to find it listed online at nearly 10 times that amount. A colony of robotic ants, behaving just like real insects. That's exactly what Festo has created. Their bionic ants are fairly large at 13.5 centimeters long, but they're packed with gear. A camera, an infrared sensor tucked in the abdomen, and powerful jaws capable of carrying loads just like their living counterparts. These robots coordinate smoothly with one another, but can still make individual decisions within a shared task. Each bionic ant runs for 40 minutes on a full charge, and they recharge through their antennae. That's clever. It's more than just an engineering feat, because these ants are a step towards creating versatile, cooperative robotic teams. Who knows? Maybe one day they'll be building bases on Mars. The Boss Robotic Stingray is a true spy of the ocean depths. Developed with the support of the German government, this bionic vehicle is perfectly suited for underwater reconnaissance. At the same time, it has the potential to handle a wide range of tasks, from monitoring marine ecosystems to inspecting sunken objects. Its streamlined body conceals an entire arsenal: sonar systems, cameras, and even a water sampling mechanism. Thanks to its unique shape, modeled after a real stingray, the robot can maneuver with remarkable precision. For example, it's capable of swimming just 20 centimeters above the ocean floor. So, what about the search for Atlantis? With this kind of technology, why not? Maybe Boss will uncover the secrets of the Bermuda Triangle, or even stumble upon some long-lost treasure. This underwater robot doesn't move like a bulky submersible. Instead, it swims like a real tuna, fast, sleek, and surprisingly agile. It's a fusion of engineering and biomechanics, with a body that's both innovative and functional. The front two-thirds is rigid and waterproof, while the rear third is flexible and filled with water. This design allows the robotic tuner to perform spiral movements and even turn in place. It's so well engineered that it can propel itself using only tail movements, without the need for a propeller. What's most exciting, though, is its potential. This robotic tuner doesn't just push forward the field of bionic underwater vehicles, it's likely to catch the interest of organizations like the US military, which has already shown interest in similar models. AI is still getting to know the world, and its version of a robot shark is certainly unique. But real engineers have them beat. One sleek, high-tech shark is already in service with the Chinese military. Known as RoboShark, it's used for surveillance and reconnaissance. The current model measures 2.2 meters, weighs 75 kilograms, and swims at 18.5 kilometers per hour. It can operate on its own without human input, but can also be remotely controlled from up to 3 kilometers away. And because it moves using a tail rather than a propeller, it's remarkably quiet.
RoboShark swims pretty good.
Like, if that thing was coming at you and you didn't...
You'd be horrified.
Like, if you didn't know...
Even something as ordinary as a snail can inspire impressive engineering. These tiny robots come with an unexpected set of skills. Alongside their 2 tracks, each robotic snail features a vacuum suction cup and magnetic attachments. That means they can handle rough terrain and also link together with other snails. The grip is so strong that if a group encounters a gap, they can form a bridge using their own bodies. In the future, developers plan to give them AI so that they can communicate and operate without human input. In fact, the breakthroughs made in developing these robotic snails could become a solid foundation for other research teams working on similar types of robots. This robot from Ground Control Robotics was built to serve agriculture. It crawls through orchards and fields, inspecting crops and eliminating weeds, either with a laser or its jaws. Its segmented, flexible body lets it weave expertly between plants, and the tactile antennae mimic real insects, helping it gently explore the space ahead. It walks with a wave-like motion that keeps it stable, even on loose soil. And if it flips over by accident, it can right itself without help. A full charge powers it for 2 hours. With a projected price tag of $1,000 for the production model, it could easily become a reliable assistant for farmers and gardeners alike. Birds transmit alarm calls at incredible speeds, up to 160 kilometers per hour. In a way, they create a real social network. To get a better understanding of how birds sound the alarm when danger is near, scientists came up with an unusual solution. They created robotic owls and hawks. Thanks to skilled taxidermists, these decoys look completely lifelike. With this setup, researchers can position microphones, sensors, and other equipment in advance at specific locations. Then, they trigger a response from the birds by releasing the robotic predators. The result is impressive. As soon as a robotic owl appears at a feeder, the bird's communication network springs into action. Chickadees alone can produce up to 800 alarm calls in just 5 minutes. Let's hope their panic isn't in vain, and that this research helps protect endangered species and improve conservation efforts. Robotic reptiles like these are useful, not just for wildlife monitoring, but also for search and rescue operations. They've already undergone field tests in Uganda, successfully enduring dust, humidity, and scorching heat. The temperature inside the robots reached up to 70 degrees Celsius, but they held up without issue. So, what's inside? Their bones are made of carbon fiber and aluminium, while the outer skin is crafted from latex. A typical robot moves using 24 motors, all controlled by a built-in microcomputer. Operators can control them remotely from up to 500 meters away. Meet Hengbot Sirius. This dog robot weighs just a kilogram, but it's considered the most dynamic robotic dog on the planet. It's incredible how compact tech has become, and Hengbot Sirius isn't just a toy. It's an AI-powered companion. It runs, jumps, and learns like a real dog. Thanks to OpenAI integration, it gradually develops its own personality. And if you don't feel like customizing it yourself, you can just pick a preset in the app. For example, a corgi. It even downloads sound packs to make it bark more realistically. You can control the dog with a smartphone, a game controller, or even smart glasses. Hengbot Sirius is already available, starting at $659. Flapper Nimble Plus drones can only carry 25 grams and stay airborne for just around 5 minutes, but what they lack in endurance they make up for in agility. They're so nimble that human pilots need the help of the onboard smart tech, which updates the wing movement parameters 500 times per second. This allows Flapper Nimble Plus to pull off instant pivots, hover in place, or accelerate in a flash. And here's the exciting part: the code is open source. The possibilities are endless. Shows, film shoots, weddings, or maybe you've already come up with your own idea. These drones are like blank canvases for creative minds. Would you use them for scientific research, artistic performances, or maybe even to prank your neighbors? The Narrow Tartaruga multi-purpose robot turtle carries an impressive amount of equipment in its shell for a wide variety of tasks. Need a GPS module? It has one. Pressure, current, and temperature sensors, all included. An electro-optical system, also on board. Despite all that, the Narrow Tartaruga swims at a respectable speed of about 7 km per hour. It's also highly maneuverable, thanks to a pair of independently operated front flippers. But that's not all. While the prototype version of Nano Tartaruga was operated remotely, the developers are already planning for future versions to be autonomous. There's also a generous amount of space inside the robot, with designated slots for attaching additional modules, both in the front and in the back. In the end, Nano Tartaruga looks like a strong candidate for everything from coral reef exploration to the search for sunken artifacts. The soft-bodied Octobot moves using a chemical reaction. When hydrogen peroxide comes into contact with a platinum catalyst, gas is produced. This gas expands to a volume 160 times greater than that of the original liquid, which gives Octobot the power to move its limbs. Just 1 milliliter of hydrogen peroxide is enough to keep it running for 8 minutes. Perhaps the most surprising part is that the reaction isn't controlled by electronics. Instead, it's driven by a soft analog of a simple electronic oscillator. And it's not just the mechanism that's unique, the entire assembly process is something special too. Octobot is built using a combination of soft lithography, molding, and 3D printing. Where else are you going to find a robot assembled through that kind of technique? Imagine a snake that can stretch to the length of a football field and slither through even the tightest gaps. Meet Roboa. This marvel of engineering was designed to search for people trapped under rubble. Its soft pneumatic body can expand and contract, changing its diameter from 5 to 10 centimeters, which means dirt, pipes, and even sticky surfaces pose no obstacle. Inside its flexible frame, Roboa carries more than just sensors and an audio system for communicating with survivors. It also stores emergency supplies like food, water, and medicine. Agnatha X is another flexible design with real scientific value. Modeled after a lamprey, this robot has helped researchers get closer to answering a critical question: how can some vertebrates still move even after spinal cord damage? Using Agnetha X, scientists were able to take a closer look at how the central and peripheral nervous systems work together to produce movement. It turns out that this teamwork is key to partially compensating for spinal injuries. For robotics, this insight means that mimicking both systems could make machines more resilient, because even incomplete sensor input might be enough to keep a robot moving steadily. Spider is a robot that switches between flying and crawling with ease, like a futuristic mix of a drone and a spider. It has 4 legs with rotors, giving it impressive agility. Spider can take off, hover in place, then gently land and keep moving across the ground. Its thrust system helps it counteract gravity, staying balanced even during liftoff. Plus, its smart control system keeps it stable even in turbulent conditions. For now, flight time is limited to 9 minutes and walking to 18, but that just means there's plenty of room for upgrades. In the future, Spider could explore hard-to-reach places, help in rescue missions, or deliver packages where traditional robots fall short. Its dual-mode design opens new horizons for robotics. Equipped with pressure and temperature sensors, this robotic worm can squeeze into spaces where rigid machines wouldn't stand a chance, like under rubble. Its creators were inspired by the Japanese art of kirigami, which is similar to origami but involves cutting as well as folding. The result is a flexible outer layer that bends evenly without creasing, allowing the worm to turn effortlessly. Its movement is powered by inflatable pneumatic muscles that expand and contract to create motion. It crawls at a speed of 11 mm per second, and during testing, it made it through an obstacle course with ease. That success suggests real potential for rescue missions or industrial inspections. Salto is a robot that jumps from branch to branch using the same physics squirrels rely on. It's the product of scientists who closely studied how squirrels leap and then translated that into robotic movement. Here's what they came up with. When landing, Salto absorbs 86% of the impact with its front legs. It uses reversing the motors to brake. A flywheel helps it adjust its course while airborne. And adjusting its body position lets it not only land successfully, but also keep its footing. In tests, Salto stuck the landing 25 out of 30 times. In practice, robots like this could prove useful for inspections on construction sites or for monitoring the environment in forests. These robotic fireflies are fascinating, not just for their glow, but for how their wings work. The wings are made from a special elastomer layered with carbon nanotube electrodes. When voltage is applied, the elastomer contracts, causing the wings to flap. Awesome! But the real magic comes from the electroluminescent zinc sulfate particles embedded into the elastomer. These particles glow when charged, allowing a computer to track each firefly's position with pinpoint accuracy, as precise as 2 mm, and it doesn't take any exotic hardware. Even smartphone cameras can handle the job. The lighting can be customized too, so a single firefly can display multiple colors at once. More light means more data, and the team behind the project is even working on a system for the fireflies to communicate with one another. This robot isn't assembled from multiple parts, it's 3D printed as a single piece using a soft plastic, similar to what's found in sneakers. It moves using air pressure. Tiny chambers built into its body inflate and deflate to create motion. Its speed is just 4 cm per second, but it's stable and water resistant. Best of all, it can be printed on a standard home 3D printer.